Hello again, everyone. We today find ourselves once again in the wonderful world of LYNE. Today we will be going through set U, so without further ado, let's get started. You will notice that I've actually already completed set U. I did record it while I was doing it, but unfortunately I lost that recording. So I'll be doing it again and going through all the levels and uploading that. However, one thing that happened is right as I was doing this particular set, there was a Twitter announcement from the maker of this game that he would be adding achievements into the game. So that news is actually also that news is actually a little bit old at this point. The achievements are now actually a part of the game as well. So there is that. I forget where I was going to go over there. So the achievements that are in here are now one for each, completing each set, 4 for the daily sets, completing 1, 3, 5, and 10 respectively. So you're going to have to do a few days of those. It's actually not too difficult from the standpoint of or time consuming, because you can usually run through those pretty fast. They don't really take too much doing. Especially if you're struggling with the higher difficulty ones, there's always easier ones that are out fairly often. There's one stars are typically on Monday, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 through Friday, and from there on it's not really that difficult. Because if you're struggling, then just do the single difficulty ones on Monday, or on two difficulty ones on Tuesday, or stuff like that. So you can get those fairly quickly within like a week. Then there's changing the color palette and unlocking the little tweet thing that they have. The reward that's integrated with the tweets. As you unlock different triangles, you get more options to tweet out. Things like, basically that is the final one that's available for you. It's not really that big a deal for me, to be honest, for that one, but it's still available. And then that's pretty much it. Just one for each set, unlocking the triangle, unlocking the tweet system, unlocking your first color palette and changing it, and then completing all the level sets and enough daily sets for and completing 10 daily sets. So there's not a lot really doing there that's going to be incredibly difficult or time consuming. It's just kind of completionary stuff, or basic things that aren't really that difficult to complete. So it's not going to take. It shouldn't take you too long to go through all that. Again, fairly straightforward process with all those achievements. I would have liked to see something a little bit more complex with the achievements, like say unlocking all the color palettes to get you an achievement, completing so many daily levels, or getting so many triangles completed, like out of the 999 possible that you can get, things of that nature. But sometimes it's not necessarily, because a lot of the times with those achievements they're looking for a specific trigger in the game coding, so it's not something where you're necessarily going to always have the capability to add an achievement, feasibly add an achievement, just because the game necessarily doesn't really allow for it as well. Because that trigger in the programming subroutines of this game, like that unlock to display that message will only show once. So in order to like say that get that achievement for having all the different color palettes open, what's probably going to have to have happen at that point is going to have to be a trigger set into the game where it detects, do you have at least 200 do you at least have 200 points into your game. So it detects it that way, and it have to do it. Basically, have to do it like that. So it's something that takes a little bit more thought process from a standpoint of just plug and playing, so to speak, because you're not going to necessarily be able to just straight up do it all the time. This is not. It's something that you have to think about from a program standpoint when you're trying to add those features in, because it's not just going to be always just work the way you want it to instantly. But I believe the difficult levels, the really difficult ones on this set, were number 8 and number 20, if I remember correctly from the last time I did these. I seem to be struggling on 5 a lot for some reason. I'm not sure why. Why am I struggling on 5? Don't quite understand what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I do. Nope. There we go. Something like that, I think. Nope. Okay. Ah, there we go. Derp. Anyways, so there's the achievements are out. You'll get pretty much all of them just by going through the levels, because they're really, I mean, they're again really just completionary stuff where if you do all the stuff in the game, you get pretty much all the achievements. So it's nothing really too difficult from a standpoint of skill base, and this game isn't really, I mean, there isn't really much that is going to be skill based with this game, because it's really just kind of just thinking about and doing the levels and just kind of working through it from a LYNE standpoint. It's nothing that's really so hard from a standpoint of you need to do something exactly right, otherwise you're going to fail the challenge, or things like that nature. So there's nothing that's going to be too difficult about the game achievements. It's just going to be grinding them out from the standpoint of getting all the stuff done, getting all the levels done that you need to get done, completed, just basic stuff like that. So shouldn't be taking too long here. Shouldn't take you forever. Shouldn't take you too long to get all that stuff done. It's just a matter of getting around to doing it. Let's see here. What am I missing? There we go, I think. Yep. And I just bring that across. Okay. So here is the difficult one, and I'm trying to remember, because there was a specific way that I had to do it, and I can't remember exactly what that was. Alright, so here we go. So let's trace this line backwards a little bit. So the blue line is going to go up here like this, and up to this one, and around and down like this. So it's going to be like that. The red line is going to go down, come up. So this is the part that I remember from the first time doing it. It has to go down and up, so that it can come down through here and make it back through the second time. Then the yellow line can just kind of go naturally and only go through this particular octagon up here once. And that is UOH. So there's a trick with that one. And that's a tricky one that I remember spending a lot of time on, because that is definitely one of the most difficult ones that's involved in this set. So that one will trip you up. Expect that one to take some time. It's not going to be something you're just going to be able to knock out of the park really, really easily. Unless of course you use a walkthrough video like this. But it's something that should take you some time to try and struggle through and figure out, and that's the nature of puzzle games, and those are the fun ones to do. Those are the ones that take you a while to kind of sort through and figure them out on your own, and all that kind of stuff. But of course, if you're using tutorial videos, then that's perfectly fine too. It's just the nature of how things work sometimes. Okay. Alright, Okay, so this one has, I think I'm using the red line a little bit too much because it's not going to work. That's not enough. I think I went back to exactly what I was doing. Alright, let's shorten up here, figure this out. Because there's really no way for me to take the blue line up. So I know this down here is pretty much set to go. This one right here, seems to be the problem for me on this one, so let's take a quick look back here. Maybe try and draw a line from the other direction. There we go. Now, that's one thing I've learned going through these levels, is if something's not working for you, try going back the opposite way of wherever you're going, because sometimes that can fix a problem that you were having and you can't figure out. Is just by going back the other way through the level, instead of the way you were going, you can see a different path open up that you wouldn't have noticed before. So that's a very good trick. That's a very good tool to use when you're struggling with something through this game. It's just kind of retracing your steps, going back through, and thinking about it in a slightly different way. Because honestly, a lot of times that'll open up something so that you didn't see, that you just didn't see in previous run-throughs of it. So it can really help just to kind of slow that process down just a little bit. Go back through everything you did, try something else that's different from it, and that's usually where you find your solution that you weren't going to find previously. So it's especially helpful in these later levels as you get further and further in, you get stuff that becomes more and more complex in how you have to go through them. So we'll just move on and finish this. I wish I got the first recording of it, but it's not too big a deal. But listen, there's nothing really that was too important one. I would have liked to have it and not have to go through the editing of all this stuff again. But it is what it is, and you learn from it. Ooh, that looks ugly. That looks really ugly, but it's actually pretty darn close. Alright. These, honestly, the ones that involve 3x3 always seem to throw me off for some reason. I'm not quite sure what it is about those, but that seems to be my personal bugaboo with just trying to figure these darn things out sometimes. So I should probably start taking my advice here and try drawing the lines backwards instead of going down. And that way, go up. And see if that helps. No, that's not going to work at all. That was close, but I think I have to go... I can't go through there another time, though. Okay, so like that, then. There we go. So there it is. Let's see, we are on U15, so that's actually, let's just make it a little bit better time. It's interesting because I've played these levels before, because I've run through a set before, and I'm doing this a second time, just so I can get the proper recording of it. But even though I'm running through it again, it really doesn't necessarily feel completely like I'm doing these levels over again. Because I wasn't gonna memorize them, and I lost the footage, so I couldn't go back through and see exactly what I was doing for each one of them. So it still feels like I'm doing something completely new all over again, which is nice because that's something that really allows you to still go through, even give a game replayability, so where you can go back through again, play levels you might have already beaten, and still feel like it's challenging and kind of have to go through it all over again. So that's very nice to see that part still kind of keeps its integrity with difficulty from that standpoint. So there's about looks like I think 5 videos left to go. If I don't do anything with the daily sets or anything of that nature, which I probably won't at this point. It really just doesn't. It's, for the most part, it really just doesn't feel like it's going to be worth it from the standpoint of, because they're gonna change so often, and they're not going to be something that constantly is the exact same thing. So if you don't see that video within like the first, or basically right as it's released, you're not gonna be able to use it effectively. I mean, you can see maybe stuff a little bit. If there's something I want to do for a commentary video, this is a good backdrop for a commentary video. But other than that, it's not really that effective for trying to do those daily levels again, because it's something that is only really useful the first time. It's not something that stays relevant to what you're doing, because it's just kind of that first time it's there, and then you're just not. It doesn't provide any use for you anymore after that point. You're just kind of seeing something that's already over, and you can't go back through and do it again because it doesn't provide anything for you to do so. But there will be, if you noticed, actually, at the very beginning of this video when I showed you the loading screen, I did get to 200. So so that particular video should be coming out sometime in the near future. I'm not quite sure when I have to go through and figure out exactly what level I want to do it on. They'll best show off the different color schemes and different things like that. So you can see all the different things in the color palette. But that should be coming out sometime soon. Gotta figure out, again, I just gotta figure out the semantics of what level I'm going to use to show off the different colors and how they work with the levels. But other than that, there's really not much left for me to do in these in LYNE, because a lot of it's just kind of finishing up these level sets getting all that stuff done, and after that, it's kind of farewell with the different line videos that are coming through here, because there's not much left to do at that point. So, but I will be doing other games. I will be doing other stuff like that. So just, if you're still interested in watching that stuff, then by all means, you're free to do so. Just I don't think there's gonna, because there's not really much left. Again, there's not really a lot that I can do in line that's going to be effective at this point, other than kind of doing the level sets, and that's about it. So let's try to figure this out. Is this 19? No, this is 20. Okay, this is the one I was struggling with too, so. Okay. Okay, so going back through here, I can see exactly what I had wrong. I needed to bring the red line down through here to go through that twice, and then I take the yellow line through, and just basically use that to go up and around, and that gets me the yellow line through, and the blue line can just fill out from there and go around fairly simply. Again, it was just bringing that red line down through here, so I could go through a second time and make sure there's enough through there. So that's 20. That's the other hard one, I believe, in the set, that just have to figure out the little trick that's involved with it. And you're going to start seeing that a little bit more and more, especially in these particular level sets. There's just one tiny little thing that you have to do slightly differently that's going to make or break the level for you. And that's something that just can expect moving forward through sets V, W, X, Y, and Z. That you're probably going to see, and just there's a little tiny hook, a little tiny trick that you have to absolutely do in order to complete the level. Otherwise, you're just not going to. But as long as you're expecting it, then it's normally not too bad to deal with. Alrighty. I think pretty much it's gonna have to go like that. Okay, so there we go. Sometimes you just have to start over from a clean palette. You'll think something's right with the way you have it, but it's not. But until you get past that, then it's just gonna stay wrong. So, and then just clear it all out and go back from there. Not quite. There's just something about these ones, the 4 ones where you have to go through them with multiple lines. Those can kind of throw you off too. Comes a situation where you're not sure if you've necessarily done the line quite right. Oh, I think I might have to bring this yellow one up too. I think that's it. Something like that, I think, is the key here. The problem is it doesn't really allow me to go through this line unless... No. Or maybe. just maybe here. No, because this is still the issue. I think I might have to just bring that blue line through here twice. There we go. So, like that. And again, if you're getting caught up, and if you're trying to get caught up in what I'm doing, and like miss out on a little bit, just pause the video at whatever point that you're missing or need completionary help with, and at that point you can just kind of look at the lines and figure it out that way. It's not really too difficult to retrace from there, but it's something that if you really do need that, just go back and pause the video at that particular point in time. That's usually typically the easiest way to go about figuring out exactly how the lines go through, because you can still kind of figure it out from a standpoint of knowing exactly what went through where. It usually doesn't provide too much of an issue. If you need me to slow down or something for whatever reason, specifically for the last few level sets that I know are going to be incredibly difficult for people, then I'm going to try and make a conscious effort to do so for those. But anyways, those are set U. You do not see anything pop up because, again, I had already completed this set and had to go back and re-record it. But we've got about 5-6 videos left, 5 more set views in the palette video that I promised you guys. So there's set U, and I'll see you next time for set V, and eventually for the palettes. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it useful. Anyways, have a good day.